Good morning, King fam. Happy Friday to you all. It is Friday, September the 12th, and I am watching Benny Johnson. I missed President Trump's announcement on Fox News a little while ago that they have they have Tyler Robinson in custody. They believe that he is the man. He is the guy that was on the roof, that he is the person that assassinated Charlie Kirk. The FBI press conference is coming up very soon, but I have been watching a little bit of Benny Johnson. I'm going to share that here. I may have to clip this when I get ready to upload, but we're going to take a look at it right now. All right, Benny is sharing some of the footage here.
You'll see here the moment that we believe that the firearm, if the official story is to be believed, is discarded into the woods. The firearm is taken right here, and you'll be able to see the assassin after murdering Charlie Kirk in a political assassination.
Okay, I'm glad he pointed that out, but okay, you can see it there. Okay.
And so it was maddening because this is all that we had. We had very grainy, very difficult.
I had seen that before, but I hadn't seen it, I guess, long enough to see Tyler Robinson run back across.
His father and his minister. Listen to this.
Suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lars, let me just, and by the way, Lars is doing a good job. What's going on here?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in.
Yeah.
And that
good for them.
Some of those good shots, somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever. I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, they said, whoa, it's interesting. We had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him.
Yeah.
And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic, by the way.
Good for them for doing that.
The person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So
that's good. That's great.
You have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
That's great.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley. Right. Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the police officers that got this guy.
Hannity.
Great job, everybody, and everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a
Isn't it Sean Hannity he's talking about?
And it all worked out.
Can I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way.
Good job.
His good friend is a top U.S. Marshal, and they took it from there, and then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in, and they, so I understand it, and again, subject to change, but, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
All right, so this is the third person that they've had in custody, at least three that we've known publicly. We know the older gentleman who was the first person that was there, and we know the second. Well, I guess we don't know the second person. I never saw who the second suspect was, but both of them were released. A lot of people believe that they were decoys put there to allow the shooter on the roof to get away. last night I was on the phone and we were discussing different camera angles of Charlie Kirk's shooting, and we were trying to really look at the angles and see if it was possible for someone from an elevated space to be able to shoot down that way, especially under the tent with the way that little tent awning came down. So we were debating that. So we looked at many of the different angles that are out now. And then we saw a former sniper have, I guess, a Google Earth image of the area there at the campus. And, you know, you can see there's a great distance there. And from the video footage from inside the building, that's like the shooting up, you know, this like filming the crowd going up the hill. When you see the shooter run across, to me, it doesn't look like it's, you know, that far away. Like he's small and tiny, but it doesn't look like it's that far away. But then you see the Google Earth image overhead, and boy, that's quite a distance there. So given the height along with the great distance, like it is possible. And from where they were at, like where he was at, where I guess Tyler Robinson, where he was at, he's on the left side. So it's a perfect shot. So, you know, I was thinking maybe it was more level, somebody in the crowd, somebody closer than what they thought. But yeah, it looks like it is the person that was on the roof after looking at all the different angles. And it's good that there is some type of moral code that's out there, that somebody who knows this person, turn them in. If it were somebody that I knew, I would turn them in. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. As sad as it may be, if you know the person, to turn them in, you know, good job. Good job for doing that. You morally did the right thing. Ethically, morally did the right thing. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to turn Benny back on real quick, and then I'm going to grab my coffee. I left my coffee in there. I'll be right back.
Mormon? I don't want to make speculations.
All right, be right back.
I don't know. Don't know.
Nowhere.
I'm not sure. I will very much look forward to the FBI press conference. Again, that is now scheduled for 9:30. 9:30 will be our press conference here in the better part of 12 minutes from now. Here's our live shot. Ladies and gentlemen, Cash Patel and Dan Bongino physically on the ground. Physically on the ground. They were at September 11th Memorials early in the morning at Ground Zero. And then both of them boarded a plane.
All right. I'm back. I'm back.
Landed in Utah.
All right.
For this specific manhunt. President Trump's announcement came 2 days after the conservative luminary was gunned down during an event at a college campus in a horrific moment captured on video across the globe. Trump said that he wants to...
Shout out to Benny Johnson, everybody over at the network.
The assassination of the man
always being on top of stuff.
Charlie Kirk. Well, it's going to be found... Well, I hope he's going to be found guilty, I would imagine, and I hope that he gets the death penalty.
Yep.
Trump said. What he did, Charlie Kirk, who was the finest person, that he didn't deserve this. He worked so hard and so well, and everybody liked him.
Utah still has capital punishment, still have the death penalty there. And I think I heard somewhere that they still have the firing squad. I vote for that.
Penalty in this case. The president has traveled to his longtime home of New York City in order to watch a New York Yankees game for September 11th, the remembrance of the game. He stayed overnight and went to the studio, Fox and Friends, in person. The apparent arrest comes after officials said just hours earlier they had no idea where the shooter was. This has been, of course, a very swift action by the feds. Thankfully, you can see here what I was talking about. Now, I know that there's a corresponding video to this. Let me know, producers, if we have that loaded.
Yeah, I want to see a different video for this.
The shooter dead to rights, running across the rooftop in the seconds after.
Yeah, I've seen all of that footage. I have not seen any other footage that shows this. I'm guessing this is a CCTV camera footage, security camera.
Then limping again. So I have no idea if he has a limp, if he was concealing a gun. What is peculiar about this footage is that there is no firearm directly visible. What is strange about this footage,
I think he has it in his hand.
Loaded up, is that there is no firearm that you can see the individual carrying. Now, again, it's this very grainy security footage.
Yeah, I think it's in his hand.
So I am not going to get ahead of the feds here. I'm not going to get ahead of the FBI.
Or maybe he's collapsed it already.
President Trump, who just broke this news seconds ago. Here is the footage, ladies and gentlemen, of the perpetrator of the killer wandering the rooftop. Here we go.
So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper
He's up here right now.
building. He's going to come out on the right.
Comes here.
Moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to.
All right, to me, it looks like the bag is elongated, so I'm thinking he shoved the rifle in the bag. Is that what it looks like to you all?
Collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
The bag looks long, like he's shoved it in the bag.
Black T-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes.
Yeah, there's a weight to that bag,
items that we're
right?
looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive T-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. He moved around across to the right.
Doing what you do.
Crosses the street. This is where he moves over into.
Doing what you do by kind of running away and then blending in the crowd. That's exactly what he did. Everybody else is walking that way, trying to get away from it. He tried to blend in with the exiting crowd.
Broadcast all of it in full for you the second that they go live. Right now, it is still an empty dais. Here it is right there. This is the live shot, and our best in the world production team is ready to let her rip as soon as we know anything from the FBI.
Good job,
Here
Benny.
will be a briefing by Cash Patel. That Cash Patel and Dan Bongino are both physically there.
Okay.
Physically.
Cash and Dan, let's go.
Briefing. The concern or curiosity that I have about these instances, given this video, which is...
Wow, the guys from TMZ, man, they got caught laughing and then said that it was some type of car chase. It's got to be a funny car chase. I want to see that car chase.
How is he getting the firearm in? Was the firearm placed there in the sniper's nest ahead of time? How are you able to get a long gun, non-collapsible, 30-06 long gun?
So non-collapsible, okay.
This location.
Thought maybe it was collapsible.
We know Charlie Kirk's security team. Charlie Kirk's security team is some of the most equipped, sharpest, and best men that we've ever met. Many of them are veterans. Many of them are GWAT veterans. Many of them have been in close combat and served in very dangerous combat situations. Charlie Kirk traveled nowhere without a phalanx of very trusted, well-armed, well-equipped, best-in-class security. So someone must have, thank you, Klein, right there. This shooter, Tyler Robinson, the killer, this was deeply premeditated.
There we go.
They were also flanked by 3 different sheriff's offices, we have now learned that day. There were police officers there, and according to eyewitnesses, there were paramilitary groups. I don't know who they belonged to, but there were boys kitted out.
Look at that angle. Look at that angle. You got to have a pretty good shot on you to be able to hit this angle. Like this corner here is enough to kind of, from anyone down here, it's enough to kind of shield you just a tad. From that side footage that we've seen, it's easy to see him, and it makes more sense why you could see him from the ground because he's more on the side. But you got to be a good shot to get around this corner right there. Like Charlie's right here. You got to be a good shot to get this corner right here.
Yeah, let us just load this very quickly. You'll be able to see the tent. It might be a little small here, but you can zoom quite efficiently down to the tent where Charlie Kirk is doing his question and answers, and then you can see the absolute direct line of sight.
Yeah.
From where the sniper.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. When you zoom in a little bit closer,
250 yards.
this gives shelter, but it's not. It's not in the way.
Gravel.
It gives like some shield,
not large
coverage, but it's not in the way.
That were left by 21 or 22-year-old Tyler Robinson when he laid it down in a prone position. How did he get the gun there?
It's in his pants. I believe it's in his
This
pants.
is what the FBI is saying. Yeah, are his markings up on the roof? And more importantly, or as importantly, where exactly is the firearm in the video right here of Tyler Robinson? Where is the firearm? Right here. Again, I look forward to the FBI answering these questions. Is it slung across his back? I don't see it.
I think he shoved it in the bag.
Firearm there.
He picked something up.
FBI answering, but if the gun was deposited into the woods, well, where is it exactly?
Yeah, that's
a
good question.
Type of 30-06 that, I mean, the photo that they showed us of the firearm is a non-collapsible, full barrel and full stock 30-06. So that's a whole.
Maybe that's not what the gun is.
Having answered, but this is what we have so far. This footage released for the first time at approximately 11 p.m. last night, approximately 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's some movement in our FBI live shot, but it's just.
Maybe that's not. Maybe the gun that they showed us was the initial idea of what the gun is. Maybe that's not the real gun though. Maybe it's a different gun. I haven't seen pictures of what the gun is, just heard that it was in the woods. Benny Johnson has confirmed that here too. I'm sure all of you watching this have already seen those things. So yeah, I don't necessarily see the gun there. He dropped something. He picked it up and like he was trying to shove something in the bag. You don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Charlie Kirk also often flanked by authorities at these events, just given the nature of them. And so, as everyone could see, there was deep premeditation, planning, sophistication, and targeting that occurred here. And I want to learn how that happened.
100%.
I want to learn some of the gaps in the story here. This wasn't just some dude that decided to come up. And here we go. Thank you very much.
All right, so this is the gun.
Can you conceal that? Would you be able to conceal under in your shirt? Well, certainly not in the photos that I saw, but I look again forward to the FBI answering these questions. The murder weapon, and according to initial reports, ALX, have they walked this back? According to initial reports, the murder weapon engraved with political iconography and messaging of far-left radical groups. I'm basing that reporting on a leak from Steven Crowder yesterday, which seemed...
I mean, of course it does, right? I mean... Of course, that's going to be the first thing that people think. And people say, oh, far left, you just get all this stuff on it. Like, I don't know about all that. That seems too, that just seems too ironic.
Tifa, this would be anti-fascist here in the commentary from the ATF, and transgender ideology markings on the bullet shell casings. That's just the reporting that's out there.
I don't know about that.
I do not want to...
I don't know about that. That just seems too convenient to be able to have a back and forth with people to create division, like even more division. I don't know about that. Yeah.
That's penalty. along with the governor of Utah, demanding the death penalty. Now, obviously, this is going to be a federal case, but state jurisdiction will also apply here, and a state trial can also apply here. You can also be charged on state level. You can be charged concurrently, state and federal and local charges. They can bring them all. The preponderance of bringing so many charges, you could be given the death penalty. You could be given the death penalty by multiple courts in multiple venues, a federal venue and a local venue, making it all but impossible to avoid it. For Tyler Robinson, a man who was
last night I was also looking at video footage of, when these images came out of Tyler Robinson, or this suspect that they have in custody that we've been seeing as the person of interest this whole time. And I went back and I looked at the guy with the bullhorn who was absolutely crazy at that one rally, who had the bullhorn there that kept interrupting and kept acting like a crazy idiot. While there were some facial features that kind of look the same, like right here going into the jawline, the chin a little bit, the lips, the mouth a little bit, kind of ultimately decided that wasn't him, that they had some similarities, but that guy's like bone density, bone structure is thicker and a little bit broader than this person that they've been showing as the person of interest, as the shooter. So I was thinking maybe like that lunatic showed back up and tried to get, another moment of spotlight and get some revenge for Charlie putting him in his place. Back when that happened. And just looked at a lot of different, pictures and videos and tried to come up with a, scenario. Looked at all these conspiracy theories that it was the guy in the white behind him that was doing the cell phone recording, and then there was a guy that was there that did this deal. Like, you can tell it didn't come from there. People were talking about how the guy in the white like did this to his hat and then did this, and then the guy in the black did like this. They were doing like baseball signals and stuff. I don't believe there's anything that's there. If there were any kind of signals, it were signals to the other security could be there to maybe tell them to do their routine checks, to look around, to do these different things. Don't think it had anything to do with it. All right, let's see what this is. Let's see. This is interesting.
Trump calling.
I'm going to back it up. Never mind.
President Trump calling for the death penalty. Let's read the Daily Mail very quick on these things. Look at this.
Yeah, let's listen to this.
Photo. Robinson was a student at Utah Valley University.
Okay.
The Daily Mail can confirm.
Is this the guy that had that?
Here he is wearing similar clothing. With
this is the guy that made the post that said that something was going to happen, that he was going to be evaporated.
Here he is eating sushi. What the hell's going on here? What is this? And what about the guy that stood up and claimed that he was the shooter?
I hadn't heard that where he said he claimed that he was the shooter. I haven't heard that yet.
Okay, this is the full. Yes, it has the same shoes and everything. Producers, as the identity now is out, let's go ahead, of course, and scrape the internet for everything we can possibly know about somebody who, on first look, certainly doesn't appear to be some type of deranged ideologue, right? So it's like you can see these people that have blue hair, nose rings, face tattoos, wearing rainbow garbage bags, freaking out, like overly medicated.
I saw a comment that just said, "Did not act alone." I agree with that 100%.
With bullhorns everywhere. This looks banal. Let's read. The suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination has been identified as Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old student in Utah. Law enforcement told Daily Mail that Robinson was taken into custody as the alleged assassin who killed Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. The alleged killer confessed to his father, a 27-year-old veteran.
Oh, wow.
The county's sheriff department. So he's the son of a cop.
Wow.
His father then contacted authorities before it could be taken.
His dad did look like kind of, he had on like the, what was that brand shirt? I forgot.
A company contacted by the state of Utah to help disabled people receive care. So state services.
Wow.
Okay. They're doing mic checks right now for the FBI live press conference.
Doing more mic checks?
As soon as
AV team needs to get with it, guys.
they go live. Right now, it's just simply mic checks for the press. Amber Robinson, I'm not trying to create wild speculation, but Matthew Thomas Crooks's parents also worked inside of state care for counseling, state care counseling. Matthew Thomas Crooks, the would-be assassin in Butler, Pennsylvania, who also fired from a rooftop at President Trump, striking him in the head, killing a member of the MAGA movement. There are some similarities. There are some not.
Not to make a joke, but we normally, with these would-be assassins or assassins, they usually go by their first, middle, and last name. Does Tyler not have a middle name?
Around 11 p.m. local time. He lives in a $600,000 six-bedroom home in Washington, Utah, about 260 miles south of Kirk's assassination in Orem, Utah. Officials have yet to confirm the motive of the assassination. Authorities said at a press conference that Robinson will face the death penalty. Look at this. It just looks like I don't know how else to explain it. Like,
Scroll back down. Scroll back down, Benny. I mean, is it the same guy?
It just looks normie. It's the right word for it. Normie. You go to these college campuses, and I go to plenty. You go to these turning point events, and I go to plenty. You go to far left protests, and I go to plenty. And there are people who identify themselves like some of the most poisonous animals in nature, right? Bright colors, shrieking. You know, they do what you do when you're a dangerous animal, natural. You know, in nature, when you're going in the Amazon, stay away from very colorful neon frogs, right? They're the most poisonous ones. Same thing with activists, dyeing their hair, shrieking, screaming. A lot of times they like virtually never look like this. So what's going on here? I don't know. Trump announced the arrest on Fox News. Robinson's arrest comes after a manhunt stretched out a day and a half.
Yeah, a lot of people saying great work FBI. I mean, is it really? I mean, is it really great work FBI? If his dad and a minister turned him in, then I mean, it doesn't sound like great work FBI to me. It sounds like great job moral code of the father and the minister. I'm gonna guess that like look at the father here. Like the father does not look like he's out there in left field. I mean, look at him. He's got like a grunt style shirt on. It sounds like great job. Parent and minister. Maybe he confessed to his dad. Dad felt like crazy conflicted about it, and then had to went and talk to the minister about it, and then that's where the turn in came from, contacting FBI. Just speculation, but that's probably how it went. Confession to the dad, confession to the minister, acting on that.
Mass shootings seconds before he was struck and rushed to the hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. Kirk leaves behind his wife Erica. He has a 3-year-old daughter and a son, 16 months. The couple celebrated their 4th wedding anniversary in May. President Donald Trump led the tributes to the great and legendary Charlie Kirk. Again, you'll remember this. They apprehended this older man, potentially, as the killer. It turned out that he was not. It was very strange. The initial on-the-ground reports was that this man screamed, "I'm the shooter, I'm the shooter," thus taking law enforcement, the resources from law enforcement, and applying them to him.
Yeah, decoy.
In the crowd.
Absolute decoy.
You can see here a considerable, you can see here law enforcement quickly. I have no idea if this is local, state, campus.
That's campus.
But
it says
again,
UVU.
I've been to these events with Charlie. I've not said this on the live.
Yeah, that's campus. It says UVU on this.
We're supposed to be with him in Montana
patch
this week. Next week. Next stop was in Montana. And I was to appear with Charlie.
Oh, wow.
At that stop.
I sure hate that, Benny. Man. That sucks, dog.
This, of course, will not deter us. We will continue the work of Charlie. There's so much happening right now. I assume that we will be in Phoenix, Arizona sometime soon to regroup.
I see a comment that was there a minute ago that said that the old man is an accomplice. Yes. If he's screaming that I'm the shooter, then to me, that sounds like he is an accomplice. It sounds like he is there to be an intentional decoy to get all the attention on him so that the real shooter can flee. Yeah. Keep him around. Keep that dude around and get the information from him. He knows more. He knows a lot more.
And again, that's been reported for obvious reasons. As we process what's going on, like what is this? What the hell is this? Do we have?
I've had a lot of conversation with people over the last 2 days, day and a half, almost 2 days. A lot of people just feel lost. Like, let's think about it for a second. I don't know much about the Minnesota couple. I've seen messages about that, trying to draw some kind of correlation. I don't know much about that. Like I didn't hear much about that, so I can't speak on it. But in terms of like television wide open and being shown like this, I can't recall in my lifetime where something like this happened. I know that they went after Reagan. Reagan got shot on the street. But I can't recall seeing somebody else in the U.S., a prominent figure like this, like on television with cameras rolling all over the place, seeing an assassination like this. Can you, any of you all recall? I want to see this. Let's check this out.
Congrats. I'm just processing this live. I'm watching this for the first time with you. Here we go.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
Everything's speculation, but you can see the same thing that I'm seeing. He just seems like a normie.
He does. He seems like a
normie. I have been, hey, producers, everyone lock in, please. I need every producer on right now, like getting me that Matthew Thomas Crooks video. It's
I don't get it.
Video. I'm not trying to create some kind of wild speculation here. I'm just saying that we have so little on Matthew Thomas Crooks. We have Matthew Thomas Crooks like reading a paper, like just like that, like talking to his family and then engaging in scholarship talk. There it is. With so little, it's still to this day we have vanishingly nothing on Matthew Thomas Crooks, this President Trump shooter. But there are I don't know, strange similarities where it's just normie behavior. Here we go. Listen.
I haven't seen this.
My name is Thomas Crooks. It has always been my passion to create and build things of my own. Today, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and my academic goals, my passion for building things, my love of cooking with my family, and lastly, what I hope to achieve in this course.
I mean, it's just what I'm saying is it's just normie behavior. That's all.
I have never seen that. It looks like that was Benny watching that for the first time. I have never seen the other dude, Matthew Thomas Crooks. I've never seen that video. Like you tell he's reading something, like he's trying to like record something to submit to get like a scholarship or something. It's crazy how there's like following a playbook or something here. Like something's that's not right. Something's off here. Something's off. Like I don't get it. To not like fit, to not fit like the crazy look, but to be in the same mindset, doing the same thing. Something's off here, man. Like what's going on, dog? Man, kids, teenagers, don't listen to the crap they feed you in school, man. Don't listen to what they feed. Go there, do your work, turn it in, get the grade. Don't internalize it.
I'm building. and for firearms. And that happened very quickly. Can you please put the article back up? That happened very quickly. This is, again, reporting here that is based on here. And
tell you what, I'm jealous of Benny's production there. I'm jealous of you,
They
dog.
were able to find that material in his room. When they raided it, he was still living with his parents. But there are some stark differences. Again, we're just talking through this.
I don't get it, dude.
First time with you as well.
Benny, you know the reason why we don't get it, man, is because we're not messed up in the head. The reason why we don't understand it and we can't wrap our brains around it is because we're not there. We're not in that headspace. We're not there. We're not that emotionally charged in a moment to where you feel that kind of way. Like, we're not there. That's why we can't wrap our brains around it. That's why it's so mysterious and weird to us. Yeah, I've been looking for this. This is what I want to see.
Same shoes, same hat, same sunglasses.
Not the same shoes. Gray shoes, black shoes.
Of course, this is him. This is him. Tyler Robinson, the name of the Charlie Kirk killer.
I mean, I guess they could be gray at a distance with shadows, but they look bright gray there. They look darker there.
Dude at an IHOP? I don't know. It's just normie life. Just eating some pancakes. Some eggs and some pancakes. At an IHOP or a Perkins, some type of breakfast place. We're giving you everything that we got. It's the same thing as Matthew Thomas Crooks. We know nothing about him. He has no social media. My producers are trying to comb through.
He has no social media. How convenient. How convenient.
Like here, he went to Alaska. Day 6 in Alaska. We got to fly on a float. We got to fly in a float plane. First of all, so cool. We were able to catch our limit of what looked like salmon there, obviously. What is this?
That's somebody's social media.
So the mom has a Facebook account, but the son has no social media.
Okay.
Again, you're just learning about this with me, okay? I'm not trying to create any wild speculation. This is not the time for that.
What 20-something-year-old has no footprint at all on social media?
Peculiarities. Now,
like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, which is something that I guess is not cool for the younger crowd, but like most people got a Snapchat, TikTok, or Instagram.
We went
a YouTube, a Google account.
They're still searching for his social media. That our production team is searching for his social media. It is not confirmed that he has no social media, but it is.
Look at his Google accounts. See what he's looking at on his. See what he's looking at, liking, disliking, commenting on his YouTube channel. You can do that, and you can learn a lot about somebody that way.
So Matthew Thomas Crooks, and we created a documentary about that called The Presidential Kill Box. And what you were able to find about Matthew Thomas Crooks is that Matthew Thomas Crooks was, of course, never getting out of there alive. It was a miracle.
What do you guys think about this? This is a mystery. What do you all think about this? No, he picked something up off the ground there. Not big enough to be a gun because you'd see it in his hand. Like, what are we missing here with the gun? What are we missing here? He clearly picked something up right there. Looks like he's doing something with his left hand. He's doing something here. What is he doing there?
Trailing him, following him with a black backpack. Matthew Thomas Crooks climbing clumsily up on a...
What you got, Biddy?
I'm sorry, I've been saying Matthew Thomas Crooks. It's Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Climbing clumsily up on an air conditioning unit to get onto the AGR glass factory building. That is the building that he used. No sophistication.
I wish that they would. All right, so it's over here, this corner, and then he runs over this way. I'm wondering how he got on the roof. Is anyone else wondering how he got on the roof? It does not look like it's easy to climb up. And he does not look like he is one for parkour. So how did he get on the roof?
At all? They're doing on the roof. Does he got a gun? That dude's got a gun. There are videos from President Trump. There it is. Was with Thomas videos from President Trump. You can put it up here. Look at how sloppy this was with Thomas Matthew Crooks. You can see Trump giving his speech, and you can see Thomas Matthew Crooks lumbering like a jackass, clomping and lomping across the rooftop with his long gun, with his firearm, an AR-15. That's how obvious this was. You can see it here clear as day. This is how obvious it was. It will remain, of course, the single greatest scandal in the history of federal law enforcement.
Yeah, because we haven't heard anything yet.
Thomas Matthew Crooks was allowed to get his to tell everyone, hey, both. The feds didn't know where he was, according to reports from President Trump. Here it is. Look at this. Plenty of opportunities because everyone was standing there just filming the lumbering jackass, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Everyone was like, look, he's got a gun. Now, why the feds and Secret Service didn't do anything? Let's have that conversation. Not today, but we've had that conversation on this channel before. Why no one caught him? Why they allowed him? Look at him. Look.
There's definitely a lot more. There was definitely a lot more opportunity to get rid of this guy than so far it looks like there was to get rid of this new guy, Tyler Robinson.
There's seemingly no motive. Here is what looks like
But in any case, people know this beforehand, and somebody should have acted. Somebody should have got on that roof before it happened.
Mother's Facebook account. Just like it looks like he's got some brothers. Just like just a normie family, normie Utah family. This is his graduation photo there in the Red Rocks of Utah. Just normie stuff. Same thing with Thomas Matthew Crooks. I guess, were there warning signs? I suppose. I put up the New York Times article. That's the best that we have.
Yeah, I'm seeing here. I'm looking at it too.
It shows that he was engaging in, he began to spiral and engage in some dangerous stuff.
I'm looking at it too, and people are saying that these are not even the same color shoes.
The op was that he was
I
a
agree.
right-winger.
Not the same color shoes.
What is this photo? Is this some sporting event? Okay.
Totally agree. Not the same color shoes.
Jerry is sending these. So we have more on him, I suppose. We had nothing on Thomas Matthew Crooks. Nothing. But we have more on the Charlie Kirk killer just based on some seemingly generic young man in America life. Here he is. Is that his mother? Perhaps here another photo of him. That's him driving. Here's him giving his mother a hug, perhaps. Is that correct? Okay. Now, here's what's important about this photo is that it's the same as... On my screen, please. You can see he's wearing the exact same outfit. He's wearing the same shirt, sunglasses, and everything right there. Is that photo? Same hat, sunglasses as the photo right before the Charlie Kirk killing. What the hell's going on here? I don't know.
That's not the same color shoes, man. I'm sorry. I'm not on board.
FBI press
I'm not on board with that.
We are here to give you as much information as we possibly can. All of this is breaking. All of this is happening live right now.
I'm not on board with that,
Soon,
y'all.
and let's pop up the screen. You will be able to see the FBI's live press conference. This is all that we've seen for the last hour. We've now been live for an hour. This is all that we've seen. This has been the same shot. They've done a couple mic tests. Reporters have flooded into the room. This was supposed to be live at 9 o'clock. It is now close to 1 hour late. Here it is.
All right, now, come on.
Okay.
How many more mic checks do you need?
Yep.
Hello, testing,
go.
testing.
Live.
Hi, everyone. We are 4 minutes out from starting the press conference. Thank you.
4 minutes out.
There we go. So hopefully all of these answers soon from the FBI. Kash Patel was live at the press conference yesterday. It was a very short press conference.
So, it still deeply saddens me the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It continues to anger and sadden me with some of the response to a lot of people. A lot of people are just ugly and hateful about this. misquoting the empathy is dangerous in a new age term, completely leaving out where he said he prefers the word sympathy and prefers the word compassion in the rest of that, where he says that empathy is where you try to take on the feeling and the sorrow of that person, but compassion allows you for understanding. People are completely taking that quote completely wrong. Wow. And they're running with that. People are saying that, this is what words have consequences. Words have consequences. Your unsolicited point of view is what it is, and words have consequences. But on the other side of that coin, what you're saying has consequences too. So with that being said, if something like this were to happen to you because of your point of view, should your family not care about you? Should your friends and your relatives not be sad or have empathy about you or sympathy for you? Like, people that are saying these things are complete. Like, if you turn it around on them and say, okay, well, what if your opinion and your words came back to bite you? How would you feel? How should your family, your friends, those people in your circle, how should they react? If words have consequences for him, then surely words have consequences for you, right? Right? Come on now.
52-year-old Utah resident as the main suspect in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Robinson was taken into custody on Thursday night in southern Utah. So last night, not this morning, but last night. Having confessed to his father. His father is a 27-year-old veteran of the department. The father has been then contacted the authorities and secured his son before he could be taken into custody. So the father locked his son down.
Good.
His mother, Amber Robinson, works for Intermountain Support Coordination Services, a company.
Good job, sir.
Contracted by the state for disabled people. Robinson is a student at Utah Valley University. The family's social media show Robinson has two younger brothers enjoying vacations and smiling faces and selfies, celebrating the alleged killer getting into college. We played you that clip.
I feel horrible for the family, for his family. If he is indeed the actual killer, I feel horrible for what he has done to his family. You childlike brain, crazy person, you have destroyed so much, including your own family. Come on, man. Selfish, self-centered, selfish. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not sure this is him, y'all. There are certain parts of the face that match and certain parts that don't. I'm not sure. I know those shoes don't match.
Here he is at a engineering building.
Okay, hold on now. All right, here. Here's the gray shoes.
Converses there on his feet.
Here's the gray Converses.
The same hat. It's him.
Okay. As soon as I said that, there we go.
This looks like a... So he's dressed up as Trump?
I hate that his little... Wow.
So he's dressed up as like President Trump, carrying him on his back. You can see there an obvious President Trump Halloween costume, where it's like he's riding on Trump's shoulders, and Trump is hoisting him, like I do with my children. And then his brother as a hunter with a long gun in what has to be some type of Halloween party at their house.
Wow. As I'm saying, I feel sorry for the family.
The father, a veteran of the police force, the family.
Well, good for him. Good for the father.
Nature trips.
He did the right thing.
Clearly a family that knows their way around firearms because, well, one, it's Utah culture. Two, the father's a cop. Three, there's lots of hunting trips on their social media. Goodness. So there you have. I mean, there's a bunch more. Goodness gracious. Yeah, there's a ton more here. Just a bunch of photos. Them at Red Rocks.
They did a lot of vacationing, man. They
all these.
Did a lot of good things.
I don't understand.
Me neither. It's not.
I don't get it.
It's not for having a bad childhood, that's for sure.
And out in the wilderness as a family.
Well, I say that. It's not for having a bad childhood, but these are pictures. Everybody looks their happiest in pictures. Nobody posts their most horrible moments. So there's that. But it looks like they did do a lot of things together.
This is Tyler Robinson. This is the shooter. Here he is with braces. These are, I think, older photos, obviously. But like the family going ziplining and catching fish together and going on vacations together. What is this? Tyler Robinson dressing up as President Trump for Halloween?
That's weird. That picture's disturbing for sure.
This is President Trump.
That picture is pretty weird.
Costume. This is President Trump, and there is the Charlie Kirk killer. What the hell's going on? I'm at a total and complete loss here.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty weird.
Here we go.
Oh, wow. So you can actually buy that as a costume.
The Charlie Kirk killer was wearing this costume not too long ago? With a President Trump on his... With a President Trump costume? Little inflatable Trump that like carries him? It's...
Who would even buy that?
Bewildered. I'm concerned.
That is crazy. Who would even buy that?
And I'm not going to engage in wild speculation, but yeah, I'm very concerned. Just normie behavior. Here's my kids at an arcade. Here's some Minecraft stuff. They're at an arcade. This is the Charlie Kirk killer right here. Here we are at Red Rocks Amphitheater. At least that's what I believe this is. It's quite
yeah, that's what it is.
We're going to go see a show, perhaps, or a concert here at Red Rocks. I have a churro. This is the Charlie Kirk killer.
All right, y'all hurry up with the press conference. Y'all are late. It's been more than 4 minutes.
Totally Red Lobster. Eating some snow crab. Wearing the same t-shirt. Here he is out in the woods, plenty of that in Utah, with a German Shepherd, the same Converses. Pickup truck.
I think he went back and forth between a darker pair and a lighter pair.
What the hell's going on here? I don't understand. I'm very thankful that there is a FBI press conference soon. So
it's a long 4 minutes, y'all.
We will have some answers. The whole thing makes absolutely no sense. Here he is at what is some type of Halloween event, perhaps, putting his head into a Frankenstein or bloody.
Yeah, whatever.
Setup. Not exactly sure what you call it. A little Halloween house situation here. And when given an opportunity to choose a Halloween costume, the shooter chose...
This is when he chooses that
costume.
You choose that. That's crazy. Who even makes that? What is that even supposed to mean?
It defies explanation.
That's crazy.
Tyler Robinson is the shooter's name.
That's so crazy.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson is the shooter's name. And we are bewildered by what happened and confused. It looks like just a normal American family. It looks like any family in my hometown, any family in your hometown. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Dan Bongino and Cash Patel.
All right, here we go.
Hopefully some answers and answers soon.
Yeah, good answers.
We're live now.
At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Cash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
This is the governor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th,
confirmed, we got him.
A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now.
So that's real? That's a real thing, they're writing on the casings. Okay.
So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel.
Then that's what it was. He had it wrapped in that towel.
Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, Oh, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow, Chow. And a third unfired casing read, if you read this, you are gay, LMAO. We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly.
Just
together.
never know how
Local
crazy
law
people are,
enforcement,
man.
State
Just
law
never know.
enforcement and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent We're committed to that transparency.
Yeah, good job for releasing all the
crime
releasing
scene,
everything.
Just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear.
How did he get on the roof? That's what I want to know.
FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver it to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that has stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country.
Address
and violence
this.
is tragic everywhere.
Address
and
this.
Every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Even, especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much.
Conversation and debate is healthy.
Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been. As sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence.
Yep.
He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay.
Amen.
He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there.
That's what I've been saying. Be able to agree to disagree, but still maintain respect.
It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence. And there is one.
All right, everybody. I have to do a pause in this real quick, but I will return for you guys. It'll just be a blip, but I do have to pause on this, and then, like I said, I'll be back. All right, everyone. My apologies. I had to step away from the recording, and this news conference has since ended. So, yeah, this news conference has since ended. But I think we pretty much have the gist of everything. It's believed that Tyler Robinson is the assassin, the killer of Charlie Kirk. They presented messages, Discord messages, engravings on bullet casings and everything. Pictures to show the shoes, which are questionable to me. Like, there was only one picture that kind of showed me that we had the same shoes. I think he just had different. I think he had different Converse. He was just a fan of Converse. I think there's like a darker pair and then the lighter gray pair. I want to believe it, but I'm very skeptical about things. If it's him, then I'm so glad that they got him. I'm glad that the father turned to someone. The word on the street is it's a minister, and they turned him in. Good job, great job there. That's the moral code in what you should be doing for something that's like this. In my time away, where I had to step away from my initial recording to Benny and the press conference, I've seen an Instagram reel. And I cannot find it again for the life of me, that talks about a private jet. Like, this guy was like, "Hi, I'm John," and he's like, "Hi, I'm John, and for the record, I have no intention of unaliving myself, and just in case something happens to him." But he goes into talking about a private jet that took off shortly after Charlie Kirk's assassination, and now there's a missing flight log. The flight has vanished somewhere. Like, can you guys point me in the direction of that, or is that just conspiracy theory? Yeah, I want to know if you guys know something about that. Let me know about that. I don't think we'll ever get all the details. I'm going to be straight up honest with you there. I don't think we will ever get all of the details about what happened. I don't think we will ever know the full truth about what happened. I hope that they got the right guy. I hope that if he is the right guy, then he gets the fullest extent of the law for this. Just so many questions right now. I am really hesitant to believe anything or everything. So, to be determined about this. I don't know. I don't know what to believe right now. I don't know what to think right now. I do know the FBI is taking a lot of credit, and great for them for putting out information and putting out things. We don't really know what all they do behind the scenes. They're not going to reveal all of that, but a lot of credit is due to the father and that minister for turning him in. More as this continues to develop. Information is out there, but I'm really curious about this private jet thing. So if you guys know anything about that, please send it my way. But later on today, I will return to the kind of norm doing music videos. Tomorrow, I'm going to be live streaming football games, not going to the Alabama game tomorrow. My younger son has a soccer game, and above an Alabama fan, an Alabama season ticket holder, I am a father, and I will be there for my son's soccer game tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll be live streaming that here. And, yeah, hope you guys may tune in for that. But, yeah, thank you all for the support. Charlie, we're taking over the watch for you, sir. Thank you for everything you did. We got it now. So, yeah, to be determined. And I know you guys hear the phone buzzing. Sorry about that. But to be determined on, you know, what the full truth is. So, be blessed. Have a good Friday. And as more developments happen, I may jump on and do some more videos. But thank you all. Have a good one.